Despite what we've been told, the trick to a stronger core is not hundreds of crunches or difficult exercises. Core strength is essential to the support and balance of the entire body, which is why I'm sharing with you today 3 secrets to mastering sustainable core strength. Hi, I'm Jessi McMaster, holistic fitness trainer, here to help simplify the most effective strategies that allow you to feel stronger and more confident in your body. Because core strength is something that you really need to experience, I highly recommend you watch this video in a space where you can practice these concepts along with me. You don't need a lot of space, but being somewhere where you can lay on the ground with a pillow or a folded blanket will be really helpful. All right, let's get into it. Secret number 1 is breath awareness. The abdominal muscles and the main structures that we use during breathing are located really close to each other. How you are breathing directly impacts the control and the engagement you have over your core muscles. Your lungs are like pumps, and your ab muscles help to move those pumps. And this controls all the pressure within the abdominal cavity. So learning and making sure that you're using your core muscles every time you breathe is crucial if you want to have a core that supports versus collapses. There are many different ways to practice breathing. To keep this super simple, we're going to focus on just one concept, and that is 360 degrees expansion and contraction as you breathe. So let's practice together. In a seated position, you can bring your hands to your torso and just imagine your abdomen is like a balloon. As you inhale, you want that balloon to inflate. All sides, front, side, back, top, bottom. And as you exhale, that balloon contracts or deflates and everything draws in. And that's the practice, really allowing your abdomen to move as you breathe. Inhale, it expands. Exhale, it contracts. You might even do this with your hands. Now you keep practicing that while I explain a few things. We don't want this to feel forced. We don't want this to be a clench or a grip. So if you're noticing that you're breathing up here, your shoulders, maybe you're feeling it in your neck, try just focusing on breathing into a soft belly. Sometimes gifting yourself a few soft belly breaths is exactly what you need to get the breath down into the abdomen. Also, if you notice while you're breathing, you're feeling a lot of tension in the outer edges of the shoulders, the neck, maybe even the hips, it might be helpful to do this practice lying down on your back. When you practice breathing like this, 360 degrees expansion on the inhale, 360 degrees contraction on the exhale, you are learning how to really engage with and use the deepest layers of the core muscles, specifically the transverse abdominis, which wraps around the entire trunk and acts like a built-in corset that really holds in and supports the spine. How you are breathing is really step 1. And if this is not something that's new to you, it's always helpful to have the reminders. Practice really getting the breath down into this area of the body. And this leads us into secret number 2, rib cage and pelvis alignment. When it comes to your core strength, becoming aware of and learning how to organize and move your rib cage and your pelvis in a harmonious relationship is extremely important, because your abdominal muscles attach up into the rib cage all the way around from the front, the sides to the back. They go all the way down and attach into your pelvis, even all the way into the pubic bone, and then all the way down into the back, into the sacrum. And you have 4 layers of abdominal muscles. Muscle fibers that wrap horizontally, muscle fibers that go diagonal and stack on top of each other. So how you are positioning your ribs and your pelvis is really important. Now to practice this one, we're gonna do this lying on our backs. It begins by becoming aware of the natural curves of your spine. And so laying on the ground allows you to use the floor as this tactile cue to really feel into where you're placing your ribs and your pelvis. So lying on your back, I want you to organize, make sure the back of your ribs are down, relax the shoulders, and make sure your pelvis is neutral. which means you're not tucking your pelvis under like this, and you're not overarching like this. We find this kind of middle ground, and there should be a natural space between your lower back and the floor. It doesn't have to be big. So ribs down, pelvis neutral, natural arch in the lower back. Now we tie in that first secret, the breath. Inhale, 360 expansion. Exhale, everything draws in. And you want to breathe without disrupting this neutral spine. So keeping my ribs down, keeping my pelvis neutral, I want to inhale, find that 360 expansion. Exhale, and it all contracts and draws in. And when you're laying on the ground, it is a really nice way of noticing, okay, when I breathe, am I moving things? Am I clenching or gripping in certain areas? And can I maintain a harmonious relationship between my ribs and my pelvis as I breathe? Once you get comfortable with the placement of your rib cage and your pelvis while lying down on your back and breathing, you apply that same concept when you're in a seated position, making sure ribs are over hips, when you're standing or walking around. The more awareness you have of your rib cage and pelvis alignment as you move throughout your day, the more control and the more engagement you'll get from your core muscles. This leads us into secret number 3, an active exhale. When it comes to core strength, learning how to use your exhale in a really intentional way is very, very helpful. On the exhale, you can engage the abdominal muscles in a way that really draws in and supports the trunk. In order to practice this, letting out a little bit of sound is really helpful. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, let out some sound. It's a sigh, like a ha, or it can be a hum, or a shh. Really, whatever sound helps you connect. Bring your hands to the sides of your waist. Let's practice a few. So take a big inhale. Remember, 360-degree expansion. As you exhale, let out a little sound, and feel how those core muscles draw in. Sometimes it's also really helpful to do a fake cough. And you'll feel those core muscles draw in. That's what I'm talking about. When you learn to use your exhale in an active and intentional way, the exhale is what feeds the inhale. And this allows you to have more control over the engagement of your core muscles and how you're directing your breath in your body. These 3 secrets are where the journey of more core strength really begins. So let's do a quick little recap. First, it comes to the breath. You got to allow your abdomen to move as you breathe. Once you get that down, it's understanding how you're aligning your ribs and your pelvis. Noticing if you tend to hold your rib cage forward, if you tend to arch your lower back or tuck your tailbone while you're sitting or standing or walking around, and becoming more intentional about how you hold these structures in your body. And secret number 3, the active exhale. Learning how to utilize your exhale to gain more control of your abdominal muscles, and also to use the exhale to feed the inhale. And remember, when it comes to core strength, we're not trying to force it. We're not gripping or clenching. What we want is a wrapping and a hugging to really support the trunk. And with more and more practice, you'll begin to discover patterns within your own body where you hold tension, where you forget to engage. Before you go, I want to share one more bonus secret with you when it comes to core strength. Because in this area of our body, we hold a lot of energy. This is an area of our body that we are wired to protect. And sometimes with all that protection comes some disconnection. So being mindful about how you speak to your body, how you connect to this area of your body, whether you're speaking out loud or silently to yourself, is really important when it comes to your core strength. To complete our Secrets to a Stronger Core video, put a hand on your belly and silently repeat to yourself, I trust myself. I have everything I need. I am worthy of strength. Thank you for showing up and doing the work that allows your light to shine. Let's stay connected. I'll see you next time.